Symbols, Sex, and the Stars. Chapter 2. The Heavens as the First Clock. After early humans learned to look to the sky for meaning, they began to notice something even more profound. The heavens did not only inspire awe, they measured time. Long before calendars, clocks, or written systems existed, the sky itself served as humanity's first and most reliable timekeeper. In a world where the Earth often felt unpredictable, the movements above appeared consistent, orderly, and dependable. The most immediate measure of time was the day. Sunrise and sunset divided light from darkness, work from rest, movement from stillness. This daily rhythm shaped human behavior long before it was consciously analyzed. People rose with the sun and withdrew with the coming of night. Time was experienced through the body rather than calculated. Beyond the daily cycle, longer patterns revealed themselves. The moon became the most important guide for tracking time. Unlike the sun, which appeared nearly the same each day, the moon visibly changed from night to night. It grew from a thin crescent to fullness, then gradually faded and disappeared before returning again. This repeating sequence provided an obvious and accessible way to mark the passage of time. Early humans did not count days first. They counted nights. Months were measured by lunar cycles, and entire communities organized their lives around these phases. Hunting, planting, travel, and ritual were planned according to the moon's position. The moon became the first true calendar, offering structure without numbers. The connection between the moon and life was impossible to ignore. Women observed that their biological rhythms often aligned with lunar cycles. Coastal peoples noticed that the tides rose and fell in harmony with the moon's movement. Animals behaved differently under moonlight. These observations reinforced the belief that celestial rhythms governed earthly life. Because the moon regulated cycles, it became associated with fate. Not fate as a fixed destiny, but fate as timing. Acting at the wrong time could lead to failure or loss. Acting at the right time brought harmony and success. Life was understood not as random, but as rhythm. As human societies grew more complex, longer cycles were needed to organize communal life. This is where the sun took on greater importance. The sun's yearly journey across the sky revealed the seasons. Daylight lengthened and shortened. Temperatures shifted. Vegetation responded. These changes followed a predictable pattern that could be observed year after year. By tracking the sun's rising and setting points along the horizon, early observers identified key moments in the year: the solstices and equinoxes. The summer solstice marked the longest day and symbolized fullness and abundance. The winter solstice marked the shortest day and symbolized darkness, withdrawal, and the promise of return. The equinoxes represented balance when day and night were equal. These moments divided the year into meaningful segments. Across the ancient world, monuments were constructed to mark these solar events. Stone circles, temples, and earthworks were carefully aligned with the rising or setting sun on specific days. These structures functioned as calendars embedded in the landscape, requiring no written language to be understood. Such constructions demonstrate that early civilizations possessed sophisticated astronomical knowledge. This knowledge was not theoretical. Survival depended on it. Planting too early or harvesting too late could result in famine. Migration, trade, and social gatherings were also timed according to seasonal conditions. The sky provided stability where the earth could not. Time, as it was understood then, was not linear. It was cyclical. Events did not move toward a final endpoint. They returned. Birth followed death. Growth followed decay. Light followed darkness. This cyclical understanding of time shaped early spiritual thought. Renewal was expected. Loss was temporary. The return of the sun after winter became one of the most powerful symbols of hope and continuity. As observation became more refined, stars were grouped into patterns to track the sun's yearly path. These groupings eventually formed what would later be called the zodiac. At this stage, however, the focus remained practical rather than predictive. The sky was read as a clock, not a prophecy. Time was also understood qualitatively. Certain periods were considered favorable for action, while others were suited for rest or reflection. Festivals and rituals were aligned with celestial events, reinforcing the connection between cosmic rhythm and human life. Even after writing systems developed, celestial observation remained central. Written calendars recorded what was already known through direct experience. The sky continued to be the ultimate reference. This chapter reveals that humanity's first understanding of time was lived, not abstract. Time was felt through warmth and cold, light and shadow, growth and decay. It was embodied rather than measured. By watching the heavens, early humans learned not only when to act, but how to endure change. The sky offered reassurance that even in darkness, light would return. This understanding of time laid the foundation for later religious ideas, myths, and symbolic systems. Before doctrines were written, time itself was the story, told through the movements of the sun, the moon, and the stars.